Dear students, today we shall see yet another topic in this fifth unit. It is also a very interesting unit. We are dealing with. So these are the topics in this unit. Already we have come across drilling operations, planing operation, shaping operation, punching and pressing operations, cascade method, sequential circuit design. We have seen in last class, and today we shall see electro-pneumatics, sequential circuit design using electro-pneumatics. So here it is simple application only. It is mentioned in syllabus. So for your syllabus, if you simulate or if you draw a circuit for A plus, A minus for single cylinder, it is more than sufficient, and it is as simple as that. It is a simple topic in this unit. They made it simple with that word simple application using electro-pneumatic circuits, and selection of hydraulic and pneumatic components, and fault finding of hydraulic and pneumatic components, installation and maintenance of hydraulic and pneumatic components. These are the topics that we are going to see in coming classes. And PLC microprocessor is already completed. I suppose all of you understood that. And low cost automation is the last topic in this unit. It is again a very simple topic that we can see in forthcoming classes. And today we are going to see the electro-pneumatics and its sequential circuit design for simple application only. So let me simulate for another sequence like we did in cascade design. A plus, B plus, it can be any design circuit sequence. So let us do for some application like A plus, B plus, A minus, B minus, or A plus, B plus, B minus, A minus. So any one we can simulate and see how it works. And electro-pneumatic definition, it is a very simple definition given in book. And electro-pneumatics is a system or tools that is worked using the pressure, air pressure or air flow, but control using electrical devices. So control is provided by electrical devices only, and the actuator, the mechanical work actually done by pneumatic components. So pneumatic source. So actuator is a pneumatic actuator. So this is a simple definition. You can always write for 2 marks. So it is a 2-mark question from this. And electro-pneumatics introduction, if you see, it finds a variety of applications in industry area, and we shall discuss few. Electro-pneumatic term is defined from the words of electro, which means electrical, and pneumatic, which means pressurized air. So all of you know this, and it is a system integration of electrical and mechanical components with the compressed air as source. So compressed air is the source in this particular area, electro-pneumatics. So actuation is done by pressurized air, and its control is done by, it is performed by electrical devices. So that we are going to see quickly today. It is a big topic. We shall quickly complete this topic today itself. So electro-pneumatic is a pneumatic control system where air pressure and direction of valve are controlled by an electrical current. So electrical current is the source. So for control, electrical current is the source, whereas for actuation, pneumatic air, that is air pressure, is the source. So these are the two sources we are going to use in this topic. So electro-pneumatics, pneumatic components are controlled by electrical and electronic circuits, electronic and electromagnetic sensors. So sensors plays a major role here, that we are going to see a few sensors, and electrical switches. So switches are very important. There are different types of switches, and industrial computers are used to replace the manual control of pneumatic system. So that is very important. A centralized computer is used to perform these control actions. So here all these electronic components as well as electrical switches, relays, everything we have seen in earlier unit, and today quickly we shall refresh, and we shall start the designing part in this electro-pneumatics. So uses of electro-pneumatics, there are enormous number of uses widely used in many areas such as industrial automation, production, assembly line, and packaging systems. So these are the areas where you can find the real application of electro-pneumatics. So packaging system, it is as simple as milk filling station and yogurt filling station. So these two machines are very good examples for this electro-pneumatics, and those and a milk filling machine. So this is a milk filling machine, and you can see variety of components here. So these are all pneumatic components, and this is electrical devices. So this we are going to use in electro-pneumatics. This is the picture of milk filling machine, and yogurt filling machine is another application. So this is another application, yogurt filling machine. So again, it is a pneumatic operated. So these are pneumatic cylinders. These are controlled by electronic devices. So yogurt is filled in packs and it is sent on conveyor. So this is another application. So signal flow in electro-pneumatic control system, you should understand how signal flow takes place. It is as simple as this. There is a simple flow chart. So here input signal. So input signal, input elements, push buttons, switches, limit switches, sensors. So this we are going to see. So it is a push button. It is a push button. So it is a relay. So signal processing elements are relays, processing elements, contactors, and we have PLCs. So PLC in depth we are not going to see in this unit. Already we have seen what is PLC. And signal output is through these devices we can obtain final control elements through DCVs and electromagnetically operated direction control valves, or it can be controlled by solenoids. So this is signal output, and command execution is done by power components, cylinders, pneumatic motor, or it can be a optical display also. So this is the output device, ultimate output device. So it can be through a motor also. So this is the signal flow of electro-pneumatic signals. So electro-pneumatic signal flow in electro-pneumatic control system. So this diagram you can draw and you can explain in your own words. So signal flow, it is signal input, as we discussed in last slide, usually generated from a sensor or a switch. Signal processing, it can be a logical function or even it can be a arithmetic counting. So counting, a counter you can use. There is a element known as timer. So timer is a beautiful component in this area, with which we can have the sequence successfully for any operation. So you can set a time. There are two types of timers already we have seen. That is on delay timer, off delay timer. These are the two timers we can widely use in this. So if you use timers, your circuit will be very simple, and so that is also a signal processing and time delay. And signal output, the signals forms as a link between the signal control section and the power section. So power section is the compressed air, signal control section is the electrical controller. So this is the signal output. And command execution, it takes place at a high power level, either for high speed fast ejection of product, or it can be apply high force as in power presses. So power press also require high force. So command execution can be done in these two ways. So it can be a fast ejection of product, or it can be high force as in power presses. So again, in depending on application, you have to have command execution. So your command should be suitable to accompany your application. So advantages of electro-pneumatic systems, there are enormous number of advantages. So few are listed here. So it is greater reliability, less moving parts subjected to wear. So this is a valid advantage. So there are very less moving parts. And then reduced installation complexity. So installation can be done very in simple way. So like we did in PLC, we have seen the advantage of PLC. All advantages of PLC can be listed here. So those are all good here. And the control system can be easily modified and adapted. It is easier to change wiring and modify programs rather than changing mechanical components and hose networks. So instead of changing all the networks or hoses, no need to remove those hoses and fix again. So it can be programmed easily. So it can be programmed easily, and easy handling, less complexity, and secure mounting. So we have only few hoses required, so no need to have more number of tubes. And environmentally friendly coupling system, so it requires less lubrication. So lubrication is also not a big issue in this electro-pneumatic system. So these are the advantages, and if you see disadvantages, there are very few. It ultimately eliminates, it requires more maintenance, it eliminates the manual intervention. So if there is no manual intervention, there will be lesser jobs, so jobs will be laid off. So it is another social issue. So these are the advantages are lesser only. So whatever disadvantages you feel with the PLC, same disadvantages you can list here in case of electro-pneumatic system. So components of electro-pneumatic system, these are DC power supply. These are the standard components required. So DC power supply, switches. So switches again different types. We have discussed in earlier unit: relays, solenoid valves, sensor. Here we will see sensors. The DC power supply, it is used to reduce and convert 230 volts AC. So normally the AC voltage is 230 volts, that should be stepped down to 24 volts DC. Its components are transformer, rectifier, and stabilizer. So stabilizer is required to stabilize the input power to your device, whereas rectifier, it converts AC to DC, and transformer, so transformer is a AC transformer. So this is the electric diagram. So a transformer, it is a AC source. So through transformer, rectifier receives, so rectifier converts AC to DC voltage, and thus that DC voltage is sent to your system. So system is connected here. So this is a practical what you call power supply, a practical power supply. So same power supply we have in our mechatronics lab. So definitely I can show you there. So criteria for selecting power supplies. So it is not a big deal. So it is as simple as this: the magnitude of voltage and current it can supply, how stable its output voltage or current is under varying load conditions. So varying load conditions is bigger drawback in the power supply, and whether it provides continuous or pulsed energy. So pulsed energy is obviously a discrete signal, a digital DC signal, and continuous is obviously a AC. These are the selection criteria. Switches, they are installed in an electric circuit to connect or interrupt so the electric current. So it can connect or interrupt the electric current. They are divided into control switches. So keep the selected position, such as detent switches. So push button switches, it maintains the selected position as long as the switch is activated. So push button switches, so they are activated manually and used to connect or disconnect the electric current in control unit. There are three types. So the first one is normally open contact. So it is a normally open contact. You can see there is a gap between these two terminals. So if you just push it, so if you push it, it will be in contact. So this contact will be closed, and this spring, right, this spring will retain its position once you release this plunger. So it is a plunger. If you release this plunger, the spring will retain its original position. So the electro-pneumatic symbol is this is the symbol. So this is the first one, and normally closed contact. So if you see, the plunger is pressed against spring force and it is normally closed. So if you apply the electric source, it will become open. So to open this, you need to apply electric source. So this is the second type, and it is also known as breaker type. And the third one is changeover contact. So changeover contact, I can say as simple as this. So it can be a single pole double throw switch. So you will have one input, so you can either throw this side or throw this side. So it is a single pole double throw type, as equivalent to SPDT switch. So detent switches, these switches keep the selected position. The switch position remains unchanged until a new switch position is selected. So until otherwise you disturb it, it will not change its position. It is called a detent switch or latching switch. So another name is a latching switch. So what is a latching switch? What is latch? In PLC or in this topic, it is a very important question, and they are designed to be normally open, normally closed, or changeover switches like push buttons. So this is the normally open detent switch, and this is the normally closed detent switch symbol. So these two symbols are widely used even in any. So limit switches. So limit switches, if you suppose if you have a plunger or if you have a piston, if piston moves from blank end to rod end, so that piston can be made to hit this. So if there is any contact or if there is any what you call incident, right? If anything is touches here, this will go down and it will close the contact. So it is known as limit switch. So these are widely used to set the limits. So either it may be extension or it can be a retraction. So there are limit switches. These are pneumatically operated or it can be electrically operated. So limit switch, Festo limit switch, you can see here the same limit switch we have in our laboratory. So limit switches, the limit switch is actuated when a machine part or workpiece is in certain position. So the position can be known with this limit switch. Actuation is affected by a cam or cylinder piston. So they are normally changeover contacts. So they are normally changeover contacts. Configurations, you can see normally open switch, normally closed switch, and it is a changeover switch. So normally changeover contacts are popularly used in limit switches. So relays, it is very important component in electro-pneumatics. So it is a relay coil. So you can see these are the two winding. It is a winding of coil. A1 and A2 are the terminals, power terminals. If this comes in contact, so it will have power supply, it will have supply, and this will be energized, and the relay position, this will come in contact with this. So there will be actuation. So actuation will be, once it get excited, it will come and in contact with this terminal. So that is the working principle of relay. Already we have seen the relay and solenoid working principle in earlier units, and if you have still doubts, please approach me. So relay is an important component in electro-pneumatics. A relay is defined as the electromagnetically actuated switch. When the voltage is applied to a solenoid coil terminal, A1 and A2 will become a electromagnet, which in turn attracts the contacts of the relay, either closing or opening them. So this is the contact of relay. The spring returns the contact to its initial position immediately after disconnecting the voltage at the coil terminals. So if you disconnect the power here, the spring will retain its original position. So that is the use of spring in relay. So relay is it's a type of switch only. So here advantages of relays. So you can have a number of outputs. So if you have one relay coil, that can be used as input everywhere. So that is the real use of relay coil, and it can be used to switch one or more contacts, to switch a high current circuit with a low current. That is another advantage. And safety and operation, always it requires utmost care. Pressurized air lines that become detached can cause the accidents. Switch off pressure immediately, so there should be a safety switch always. Secure all tubing before switching on the compressed air. Cylinders may advance or retract as soon as the compressed air is switched on. And do not operate the electrical limit switch manually during fault finding. So you have to use tools only. And limit switches should be fixed in such a way that they contact the trip cam of the cylinder only in the determined direction. So the direction is also very important. You should be you should aware of it before going to operate it. So that is another important safety precaution. Do not exceed the permissible working pressure and it should be less than 24 volts DC supply only you have to supply. If you by mistake if you supply AC, definitely every coil will burn. And switch off the air and voltage supply before disconnecting the circuit. The precautionary points. And controlling an electric bulb lighting using switches. So a simple sequence or a simple function we can perform here by having the two rails or power supply. We can switch on the light. So different types of switches we can use. So let us discuss a simple type, a push button type. So here this is the power line, 24 volts power line and 0 volt power line. So if you close this bulb will glow. So this is nothing but push button or switch. So if you push it, the bulb will glow. So if you push it, there will be power supply. This red line always indicates the electric power. So the light glows. Another application you can see, a detent switch. So you can I want to glow my bulb throughout, so I don't want to switch off this, and there I can use a detent switch. So normally in houses, whatever switch we use, it is a type of detent switch only. So if I press this, so this will become a permanent contact. So there will be the light will be glowing for till you operate this detent switch. So that is the advantage of detent switch. It is one simple application of electro-pneumatics. It is actually we are not using any pneumatics here, but still using electrical connections we can glow a bulb. So even this can be simulated in any software like Automation Studio or Fluid Sim software. And operating A plus and A minus, so it is a simple circuit. We can simulate it, and the same thing we are going to simulate using Fluid Sim software. And this is the cylinder. So A plus and A minus, it is a plus A minus, only one cylinder I am using. In this case, a suitable cylinder is obviously a spring return cylinder. So there I require only one power input. So I can use a 3/2 valve. One side it is actuated by solenoid, another side it is actuated by spring return. And this is a simple circuit. So this is a simple circuit. It is a button, it is the push button, and this is the switch. So this is the switch, and this is another switch. So A0 position, so it is the A0 position, and this is A1 position. It is extended position, it is retracted position. So if I use a open contact here, that will become closed because it is at A0 position. So A0 is actuated, that is why it is closed, and it is a normally closed. And a relay, this relay I am using here. So this relay will actuate this. So this relay I can use a time delay relay. So if I use some seconds, so after some seconds this will be actuated, then this will become closed contact. This will actuate this solenoid. So this solenoid will actuate this solenoid. So this solenoid, once this get actuated, this position will be occupied here. So power will go to the blank end, the expansion takes place, and if you just release this switch, retraction immediately takes place. So it is a simple A plus and A minus operation. So this is a push button, and this is a switch. So this is A0, and this is A1. So both are actually it is a closed, it is a open contact. It should be a closed contact. Then only you will have power supply to relay. Relay will be actuated. So I am latching this relay because even if I release the push button, there will be a continuous power supply till this relay is activated. So then I will have power supply here, and this will become closed, and this will actuate this solenoid. Ultimately this solenoid will actuate this position. So this position will be occupied here. There my operation completes. And if I want my A plus A minus continuously to happen, I can replace this switch with a detent switch. So that will keep on the position till it gets another signal or another operation, or if you operate it. So till you operate it, there will be continuous operation of A plus and A minus. Now we shall start the simulation of electro-pneumatic system. It is shall we have we are going to have electrical controls. So far we have used hydraulic components and pneumatic components. Now we are going to add electrical controls. So in electrical controls we have this many switches. So these are the subdivisions in this software: actuators, power supply, measuring instruments and sensors, relays, switches, controller, ladder symbols. So even PLC program can be simulated here. So these are the components of electrical controls. So in our pneumatic system we have DCVs and actuators. We shall select them, and now we shall simulate for A plus and A minus. So for A plus and A minus, in simple way I can simulate it using a single acting cylinder. So before that we shall name the operation. So go to miscellaneous text box. So here I want to do A plus and A minus. A plus, A minus. So it is the simple operation we can perform here. So let me choose font, and some font, it can be anything. So Constantia. So let me make it bold, and let me choose some color and 20. So this is my operation that I am going to do. So using electrical controls, so for this I need a 3x2 valve. So valves, go to valves, and 3x2 is enough because it is only single acting cylinder. Let me connect this to input, and here I can connect a supply element, a compressor, and here I can choose exhaust. So exhaust. So this is my pneumatic circuit. So for this let me choose a spring written on right hand side. On left hand side let me choose pneumatically or electrically a solenoid. So this solenoid I am going to use in my electrical controls. So let me choose a rule here. So a rule I can get automatically. Measuring instruments and sensors, or otherwise I can get directly here. So I can double click this, and this is A naught, that is 0 and 0, and again A1 I can choose. It is only 50 mm, so I can choose maximum 50, and select this. Okay, so this is my rule. So this is A0 and A1, and let me name this. Let me give it is input. I can use X letter, X1. So this is my pneumatic circuit. So this pneumatic circuit I can control using my controls, electrical controls. So let us start electrical work. So this is electrical controls. So first actuators we don't require. So we require power supply. So let me choose 24 volts, and one more 24 volts, one 0 volt, and another 0 volt. So on both sides I have to connect. So 0 volt to 0 volt. So before that let me rotate this to one, or mirror. I can do mirror horizontally. So I have to select this. I have to rotate or mirror horizontally. So I have to select on this, I have to mirror this horizontally. Similarly I can mirror this horizontally. Yes, so now I can connect from this to this. I can choose alignment. I can align this, and from here to here. So I can again choose alignment. I can align this directly. So this is my power supply. So it is 24 volts and DC volts. So in between I have to connect all my, so motors not required, so measuring and instruments, so I don't require, so relays, so I need switches. So switches, there are different types, so I can choose a push button. So push button, so I need a push button, so manually operated, so I can have a push button here. So if I push this, my operation is going to start. So let me complete this circuit. So I need a relay. Go to relays, go to relays. So let me choose a simple relay. So let me connect here. So I can connect to this, and I can connect to another terminal. So this is my relay. So in between I have to use a few more elements. So let me choose, let me delete this, let me delete this. So before that we take a closed switch. So it is A0. A0 is actually closed here. So if I choose a open switch, it is A0. If I choose a open switch, it is A0. So let me annotate this, it is A0. A0. So it will be automatically closed. So even though we choose the open switch, it is getting closed because of the piston is at A0 position. So this position is closed, and to use this, so I can connect it directly. So I can latch. So let me give a name. So R. So we are going to use only one relay R. So let me make it as R1. I have to use another switch, open switch. So let me connect here, and take a solenoid. I have to actuate my solenoid. My solenoid will be there in relays. So this is my solenoid. So wall solenoid. So this I can choose, and I can connect here. So this is my circuit. So this, so if this relay get actuated, this will become closed. So this I can name same R1, and I can use this, and this I can use a switch with roll, and A0 is connected here, and it should cut off this circuit. So A1 should be used. So in between let me use A0. So let me use a closed one, because if it goes to A1 will cut off this circuit. A1 will cut off this circuit. So a switch roll, again I can choose a switch roll, and this can be A1. So A1. So I have given all the components. So here it is a push button. If I click this, it is just a pulse input. So I want to retain my input continuously, so that I can use a latch circuit. So latch I can use, and same return switch I can use. It is a return switch. So this can be crossed here, or I can use a simple switch also. So it is a open switch. a open switch. So this I have to latch up to here, so I am latching here. So this is my R1. So if R1 get excited, my this contact will be closed, this contact will be closed, so there will be continuous power. So that is the purpose of latch. So I suppose I have completed all my components, so it is my X1. So this solenoid is should be named with X1. So X1 here it is matching. So I can simulate now. We have completed all the formalities. So now let me simulate this. So I have to close this button. So it is plus and minus taking place continuously. So if I release this, it will take place only once. So if I want to make it continuous operation, just I can replace this button with a detent switch. So I can use a detent switch. So if I use a detent switch, it will retain the state as it is till you apply the next operation. So now you can see here, this is my detent switch. So if I click this, plus minus is happening continuously. So that is my A plus and A minus, a simple circuit. So even I can slow the simulation and I can show you. So this is slow down factor by let me take 10 times. So 10 times it will be slow. Now it will be clear. So plus and minus. So what is happening here is, this is pushed and this is operated, and you have A0. So it is a open switch and it is a closed switch, and you have relay. So this relay is activated and this relay is latched here, and as well as once it get activated, this will be closed and this solenoid will be energized. So this solenoid will be here, it will push this position here. So it is pushing here. So once this getting activated, it is pushing the position there. So that is the operation of A plus and A minus. All of you understood this. All of you could have understood this. So it is a simple operation only, and we shall see. So for your syllabus, simple operations are enough, and let us simulate one more circuit and see how it works. And let me simulate A plus A minus, sorry, A plus B plus A minus B minus circuit can be we can simulate it. It is again simple circuit, but with 2 cylinders. Little more wiring you have to do. That can be done now. So we shall stop. Okay students, now we shall simulate this A plus B plus A minus B minus. So here it is a similar to your cascade design, A plus B plus and A minus B minus. So I am splitting this into 2 groups. So if I split into one group into different groups, I require those many number of relays. So instead of having group valves in cascade design, here we are going to have relays. So relay we are going to use. So already I built this. So here we are going to use a 5/2 valve. So it is 5/2 valve. So A0 A1, B0 B1 already I have chosen, and this is my circuit, pneumatic circuit, and let me simulate this. So I have chosen 24 volts to 24 volts. These are the 2 rails of my circuit, 0 volt to 0 volt. So here A plus B plus A minus B minus, that we are going to simulate. So here, as I did in my first exercise, I need a push button. So it is a routine selection. So this is push button. So push button. So I am going to have X1, X2, X3, X4, those many number of solenoids. So solenoid I am going to choose 1, Control C, Control V, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 solenoids I am choosing. So let me connect to this rail. So I am connecting all this to this rail. So 0 volt rail. So here For two groups I am going to have two relays. So this is my first relay, this is my first relay, and I am going to have one more relay. So sorry, it should be relay, so I require a relay. So this is my another relay. So two relays I require. So this is, I am connecting to 0 volt, and here I have to connect my different components. So that I am going to do here. And similarly we did in last exercise, we are going to choose those many number of switches. So this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is my, so let me connect everything. So this is let me see, it is my x1. So x1, and this is my x2, and then this is my x3, and this is my x4. So these are my components. So these are my solenoids I named. So this is x1, so this will actuate this solenoid, and x2 will actuate this solenoid, x3 will actuate this solenoid, x4 will actuate this solenoid. So let me connect everything to here. So this is my, so I have to choose relays here accordingly. That is that should be done carefully. So here this is my R1 relay 1, and this is my R2. So this is my relay 2. So I am going to have R1. So R1 is going to actuate A plus and B plus, and R2 is going to actuate A minus and B minus. So accordingly I have to name here. So this will become A R1, that is R1, and R1 will actuate B plus. So B plus is nothing but x3. So x3 I have here. So it is my, sorry, it should be R1, and now R2 will actuate A minus and B minus. So A minus is my x2. So this is my R2, and this is my R2. So this is my R2. So I have connected all my relays. So here I have to choose a button. So that should actuate my circuit. So here I have to choose latch also I can do. Before that, let me choose the terminating function. So terminating function here, it is nothing but B0. So B0 is my terminating function. So B0 should happen. B minus B0 is my terminating function. So let me choose a push button. So I should take a open contact. So open contact. So I am taking a open contact. So I am connecting it to B0. So let me choose this as my B0. So this is my B0. So this is my B0, and give OK. And my first is over, and I have to choose latch. So I have to latch only the R1. So let me connect this. So R1 is I have here. So R1 I can latch. So let me take this open contact, and this will be my R1. So this is my R1. So R1. So this is my R1. So if I choose R1, so I can latch it. So I latched my R1, and then I have my second line. So let me connect this. So I have to choose. So this relay is for B minus. So A minus and B minus. So I have to cut this with my B plus. So I have to cut this with my B plus. So let me choose a B plus here. So let me choose a B plus. So B plus is a it should be a open contact. So this is going to actuate the second group. So second group. So this is my B1. So this should be my B1, and then I can latch R2 also. So R2 also I can latch. So Control C, Control V, and this can be latched, and I am completing the circuit now. And this is my it should be R1. So it should be R2. So R2. So R2 I am selecting here. So I latched R2 also, and then I have to give the what you call actuating functions here. So here X4 is actuating here B cylinder. So this should be terminated by A0. So it should be terminated by A0. So I am just placing A0 here. So A0 is a open contact. So A0 should be open contact. So open contact. So just connect this to here and give A0. So A0. So A0. So A0 is becoming actuating this. So A0, and then we have so this should be X3. So X3 should be terminated by A1. So this should be done by A1. So just delete this and place same open contact. So open contact. So open contact, and this can be connected to A plus. So this I am terminating here. So now this is R2 is getting actuated in so this is my X2, X1 and X2 is my first element of each group. So first element of each group is happening directly. So now I have to choose this is my R2, and this should be terminated by B0. So B0 is here. So this B0 should be placed here. So B0 should be placed here. So open contact, I can take open contact. Everywhere I can choose open contact. So open contact. So in latch itself I am placing this. So I am selecting this. So this should be my B0. So B0 is placed here. So B0. So what else I missed, I have to check. So B0, and this group will be actuated with B1, and this group will be actuated by. So I have to terminate using relays. So let me delete this, and I have to place my R2. So R2 should be a closed contact. So I have to use a R2 should be. So now this group will be actuated here. So this group will be actuated through this. So it should be my R2. So R2 is my contact here. So now just check anything is missed. So this is my B0 and R1, B1. Here it is R2. I am latching here, and B0. So B0 here should be closed contact. So B0 should be a closed contact. So just select a closed contact here. Closed contact. So it is very important. So while selecting these contacts, it should be open or closed. You have to select carefully. So it should be my B0. So B0. So B0 is connected, and R2 is connected, B1 is connected, and R1 is connected, X1 is connected, R2 is connected, and X2 is connected, R1 is connected, and this I didn't name it. So I have to name it as. So it is circulated. It is terminated by A1. So it should be A1. So this contact is my A1. So it is a open contact, and my A0 is connected, R2 is connected. So I have given names everywhere. So let me simulate. So simulation, let me choose 1:5, little faster, and here under current color also we can change. You can change it to, so any color I can choose. So let it be red only. So let us simulate and see. So there is a mistake here. So I am connecting this and I am connecting this. Yes, now check. Yes, so everywhere. So I am using a push button. So if I want to have a plus b plus a minus b minus, we can choose a detent switch. So that is also possible. So a plus b plus a minus, yes, and b minus. So this is my simulation. So it is happening only one time. If I want to have a continuous operation here, so let me delete this and I can choose a detent switch. So a detent switch. So detent switch I can choose. So if I choose a detent switch, so if I choose a detent switch, so it is happening. So I have chosen a detent switch closed one, sorry. So I can choose a open one. So detent switch. So detent switch will remain in its state till it receives another input. So let me press this detent switch. It is closed. So now my simulation is taking place. A plus, a b plus, a minus, and b minus. So this is my simulation. So if I want to see it in real time, I can change simulation to 1:1 speed. So 1:1 speed, it will be more speeder. So this is my electro-pneumatic circuit. So it is extension of the earlier exercise. You can simulate and see in Automation Studio or even in FluidSim software. So both are available in our laboratory. So I am stopping the simulation. So I hope all of you understood this concept. So references, coming to references, this is another book. I find it is very useful. James Johnson is a very good book for component description, and this is another book, Ilango's Sivaraman. It is another very good book, and also recent book, Introduction to Hydraulics and Pneumatics. It is from Prentice Hall International publishers. It is a recent edition I have seen, and it is a very useful book. You can refer for this topic particularly, and we shall conclude today's class, and all of you try to listen it carefully till you understand. You can repeatedly see this video. So all the best, and stay safe at home. See you in next class.